knew we needed, as soon as we got the ball, got to get a quick one. I just kind of tried to find a spot in the, I don't know if they were in a zone or a man, but I tried to get underneath it. And when Ricardo drove baseline, they kind of collapsed, so I just tried to get to an open spot.
Describe the emotions of this game, the flow of this game, because you guys are up by 11 in the first half. They pretty much lead most of the second half, but talk about your team's composure.
I think we came out like we wanted to, and then kind of really came out flat to start the second half. They jumped on us a little bit, but we kept our cool, and we kept plugging away, and eventually it paid off.
All right, congratulations.
How big was Parker tonight, man? I mean, he prepared you guys in the first half and just had an epic game, just an epic battle tonight.
Yeah, man, he's ridiculous. Like the shots he hits and the difficulty and just the people all over him, he definitely brought us this win tonight and carried us. So he was amazing, but I'm not surprised anything he does.
So, man, what was it like being in this environment? Each team hasn't lost at home, just and all that balance. It goes to overtime, game-winning shot, and you guys really play basketball.
Yeah, it's fun to come up here and play these guys. They're a great team. We've been struggling a little bit, but we knew if we played hard that we'd have a good chance. And even when we were down, we kept plugging away. So.
I'll tell you what, sports is an amazing thing, isn't it? I didn't mean to cut you off, but it gives you great highs and great lows, and you never know. And kids make the plays, and so they make you look good and make you look bad, right? And we'll take it. I mean, we've had some tough start this year, but I think this might help us and get us going.
Epic game, just back and forth. Just how'd you, as a coach, how'd you just kind of keep your team believing, going to the top team at Gnac on their own?
Yeah, I mean, we've got, if you know the history of this year, we were picked to win the league and we've struggled a little bit. And confidence is a funny thing. It goes both ways, right? And I think that's what's happened with Fairbanks. It's early start and they've got a lot of confidence, great players, great coach. We finally hit some shots that we haven't been hitting. The other night in Billings, we didn't make some shots that could have gone our way as well. So we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just has a tough loss. We really struggled the first half, but boy, we really came out second half, played well. Kind of had the lead and end of regulation, and I mean, that's kind of what that three-point line does. It seems like you're never out of things, and three-point line and free throws, and you got to just finish it. You got to finish games, and crazy things happen, and this was kind of crazy. The last 30, 40 seconds. So it's a team that was picked to win the league, and they showed you that they're pretty talented guys with a lot of different guys that can make plays. But we'll move on. I mean, we don't have a choice, and did a lot of great things in overtime. I mean, when you see overtime, it goes 21-20 in overtime. Both teams really made some big plays in overtime, and obviously they hit a big three.
Nick, can you just tell me about the surge there, the first, first leg? I think you were like on a 22-0 run for like the first 5 minutes of the second half. Just, what did you say to the guys at halftime to get them?
Well, sometimes, that can be a combination of both. Sometimes teams with the lead can feel too good about it. Teams that are behind just come out with a little more determination. We just knew we needed to play better, and we needed to guard Parker. Parker went off for whatever, 25 at half or whatever. So, little did we know that we'd go on a big run like that to start second half. And but yeah, what a great start to the second half. And that was nothing more than just being determined to turn it around and see if we can't get ourselves back in the ball game. We're going to try to just take one possession at a time, and as 10, 12-point leads, they can go in a hurry.
Coach, there's a lot going through my head right now. I guess initially, do you just point your finger at free throws there in overtime? Well, even in regulation, I know Joe split and they hit a big one to force OT. But just a back and forth game is just just a slim margin of errors there. I guess how do you think your team can maybe respond from this, given that the game was so close and tight, pretty much from the last 5 minutes of regulation on?
Well, I mean, these are games that, when you lose by 1 point, you'll drive yourself crazy. Obviously mistakes were involved. Anytime something like this happens, and like I said, generally it's a, free throw here or there, and they hit a big three, they hit a 3-point play there, and then we had to get the ball in bounds, and they got it back. So, I mean, that was a key play there too, where we had to get it in bounds and they'd foul us, and we didn't. We've been in that situation before this year, and this time we just didn't get it done. And then Kingma hit a huge three.
Mick, before tonight, why was this such a tough place for Western Washington? Because their coach mentioned that he hasn't won here since he became their head coach until tonight. So why did you guys make this?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just been one of those things where. I don't know if it's any, different teams in different leagues. Now, we've had a tough time at their place. We haven't won at Western. We won 3 in a row here till tonight, and tonight went overtime. So, I don't know, just different teams match up a little differently with each other, and we've been able to put some good performances together, and thought there for a second we had one more, but
Coach,
we didn't.
No. I'm sorry. Tough loss, but I guess one thing that sticks out to me is Trevante had a tremendous game. Brandon came up great, but I noticed when Collie and Joe weren't, I guess, 100%. I guess, what positive can you take from it that, hey, I had 2 of my better players had kind of off nights, lost by 1 in crazy overtime game. I guess going forward, you feel like he can respond, come Saturday.
Well, you do. I mean, but that's conference play. You could go down their lineup too. I mean, he really went to his reserves there when they were struggling in the second half. So, I mean, that's the game of basketball. That's sports. Some guys are going to have tough nights, and you got to hopefully your teammates pick things up. Trevante Williams did the whole second half. Brandon Davis did in overtime. Almir pretty steady the whole second half, and so you just got to learn and get yourself ready to go each night. But that's those things are going to happen. Sometimes the shots don't go in, and we played well enough the second half overtime to win the game, and they made. I mean, really, the story of the game was threes. The last end of regulation and overtime, we couldn't. I mean, we had separation, and then they just would hit a huge three, and then they got an old-fashioned 3-point play there on Parker. Got that driving layup on Brandon. So. Pretty good basketball game.
Question.
Good for them, bad for us.
Coach, I'm good.
Dave, thank you.